Am I the a-hole for confronting my daughter-in-law about her constant lying and refusing to apologize? I, 56 female, have a son, and things have been tense because of his wife, Emily, 28 female. I've noticed over the past year that Emily tends to stretch the truth or flat-out lie about things, both big and small. At first, it was little things like saying she couldn't come to family dinners because of work, only to post on social media that she was out with friends. Then, it escalated to bigger things. One example that really bothered me happened recently. We were both supposed to attend a charity fundraiser. I was there the entire evening and never saw her. When I later asked if she had made it, she insisted that she had been there the whole time and even said she saw me but was too busy to come say hi. This wasn't true. I know for a fact she wasn't there. The volunteers list was small, and I definitely would have seen her. We were all in the same room. More recently, she lied about something involving a family event. We were planning a small gathering for my husband's birthday, and Emily told me she'd arranged a cake from his favorite bakery. The day of the party, she showed up empty-handed, claiming they lost the order. When I called the bakery to see what happened, they had no record of any order ever being placed. That was the last straw for me. I pulled her aside later and confronted her about her constant lying. I tried to be calm and respectful, but I told her that her dishonesty was starting to affect how I viewed her and that it was creating tension in the family. She literally messed up my husband's birthday with these lies. She completely denied it and got really upset, saying I was making her out to be a bad person and that I was overreacting. My son got involved and is now angry with me. The whole thing has caused a rift, and now Emily refuses to come to any family gatherings unless I apologize. I feel like I had every right to call her out, and I have nothing to apologize for. Not the a-hole. I could not tolerate that lying either. Apparently your son does tolerate it, or he's in denial. You may have to choose between being right and having a relationship with your son, unfortunately. I truly have no idea what he is doing. It's so obvious. I don't know how he doesn't see it. I'll tell you what's really going on here. She's doing this precisely to cause problems and isolate your son from his support system. I can almost guarantee she's playing the victim card with your son right now. I just wanted to help, but your mom hates me, etc. And he's going to be forced to choose family or her. Lying about things that are so obviously disprovable isn't a white lie. Those are the actions of a disordered person. Also, lying about things that don't matter, like who cares if she was at that charity event? Just say, sorry, I couldn't make it. Look up cluster B personality disorders, and specifically quiet borderline personality disorder. And I bet you will have a moment where you are like, this is literally Emily. Tell her to provide some proof, any proof, that she was in that store to place an order for a cake in the days preceding her statement and your husband's birthday. And if she can, you'll apologize. She can't. Not the a-hole. Do enjoy the family gatherings with sincerity and honesty. Good idea. That bakery does their order online. She should have the email for them confirming her order. I don't think she has it. Frankly, folk who protest vociferously and make themselves the victim because they've been accused always make me want proof. Those who aren't lying will have some means of proving their claim or behavior. I'm also the type that keeps receipts. It's both a part of my profession and personality. Woe betide the person who falsely accuses me. You can be right and hurt your relationship with your son based on his responses, or you can let it go and not hurt your relationship. I'd suggest letting it go and just not relying on daughter-in-law for anything or expecting anything from her at events. I agree that you are right, and the lying is a problem, but now you have to decide how to proceed based on your son's response. Am I the a-hole for no longer being concerned that my son refuses to deal with me? Let me start this off with, I love my child. I've fought and fought for many years with his mother to be in his life, only to be met with resistance consistently. She honestly didn't care if I was there or not. As long as the child support was paid, I heard nothing from her. I truly believe she did not want me in his life. Planning things on my scheduled visitations and not letting it be made up the following weekend got aggravating. When it came to things he wanted to do, I was not going to stop him from doing them. I did not mind sacrificing the time. I understand he's gonna want to hang out with friends, girlfriend, and go to family events. I made the biggest mistake telling her one day that he could come when he wanted. He has friends, a girlfriend, and is a teen. I understand I was that age once. Let him have fun. This ultimately backfired. After that phone call, I saw him once more, and that was it. To this day, I do not know what was said to him, and that was 7 years ago. I couldn't have his phone number or email. To be clear, he's now an adult, and I still don't know his phone number. He refuses to see or speak to me or anyone on my side of the family. She let him talk to my mother before she passed so she could say goodbye, only to turn and say I kept it from him, knowing I told her long before. I ended up having a conversation with a friend about this as she had asked me about it. I told her I've yet to hear from him and am not worried about it. I've stopped worrying about things I can't control long ago. She asked me a question. How would you feel if he never bothered with you for the rest of your life, never let you know if you were a grandparent, and just never let you know anything about his life? I told her I had thought about that before, and to be honest, it wouldn't bother me. I've been estranged for 7 years now. I've missed all the major milestones, missed seeing him become an adult. At this point, I have no idea who he is, and he is basically a stranger to me. At some point, you accept that this is your situation, and there's not much you can do. After a while, you stop caring because you realize you'll drive yourself crazy and keep yourself depressed for something you have zero control over. This answer did not go over well. Let me state this first, she's married and has children. I believe this will add context to why she responded the way she did, which I understood and respected as we all have our views, but I do not agree with. She said that I have become heartless, cold, and can't believe I'd think that way after all the years of fighting I did. She said she never in a million years would think I would have thought like that. You are a parent. You are supposed to never stop fighting, no matter how many walls you have to climb. I'm truly shocked and disappointed that you'd think like this. I love you. We've been good friends for many years, but I can't agree with your line of thought on this. So Reddit, what do you think am I the a-hole for my view of this situation with my son? Not the a-hole. You're burnt out from trying to figure out relationship boundaries with not only your son, but also your ex. You're pulling away because it's hard to figure out what you need in an incredibly stressful situation, even if the stress isn't there at the moment. Hopefully in time, you can reconcile with your son in a positive way. But burning out doesn't make you an a-hole. Your friend is speaking from the standpoint of someone who has not had to go through the same experiences. I hope one day I could have him back in my life. I never in a million years thought this is how it would turn out. Here's what happened. You said he can come over when he wants. She said to your son, your dad doesn't want to see you anymore. And that was it for your relationship. You failed in enforcing your rights via the courts whenever she screwed up visitation. You let her drive the bus, and you lost your son because of it. I am sure you could find him again, but you will have a long uphill battle to get him to believe anything you say. Yeah, you don't have a leg to stand on here when you didn't take her to court, OP. You didn't fight for your son, you abandoned him. I made the biggest mistake telling her one day that he could come when he wanted. He has friends, a girlfriend, and is a teen. I understand I was that age once. Let him have fun. Why didn't you tell him just this yourself? For all you know, she could have told him you no longer wanted to see him. When you say you love your child, while at the same time you stopped caring about the estrangement, both of those things together doesn't make sense. One can't be indifferent to someone they love. If you truly are okay with your non-relationship status with your son, how would you react if he does reach out? It is very possible that he reads this post and figures out that you are the one that wrote it. If his mother lied to him about what you said, don't be surprised if he tracks you down to find answers. And he might want to see if you are as indifferent as you claim. I made a comment earlier. I would be happy to have him back in my life. I miss my son. I learned that I can't worry about things I can't control. There is a lot that I could not put in the post due to the character limit. He did know I made sure to tell him on the next visit, but that was the last visit. You never took her to court for a visitation schedule? If you did, you never took her to court for contempt? If you did, you just stopped? Here's what happened. It's easier to be the victim then, to put the money and energy into fighting for your kid. You never even filed for visitation, did you? This is the cost of being a deadbeat dad. Have fun.
What do you think of these stories? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel to see more interesting videos.